apologize for making you witness that.
You mean hearing the origins of the Renans?
Indeed. It's shocking to have so...
Even I'm still not sure everything we've heard here is actually true.
Let's not delude ourselves. If what we've heard... I can only imagine that you must have been constantly feeling like this, ever since your memory returned, Alphen. And you as...
That's just part of being alive.
Well, to say the least. But enough about me. I'm not...
When you say the other Renans, you mean the ones...
Correct. Even if we stop the Great Spirit from putting aside the untold state that Rena may be in, if we do not truly belong there...
So, I guess your only real choices at this point are to either stay on...
And at the same time, Dahnans are hardly likely to embrace Renans with open arms. There is, after all, 3 centuries, and the victims of our rule have absolutely every right to feel animosity.
I didn't expect the former Lord of Menancia.
Menancia's fate was a stroke of good luck. There had been backlash over how it had been ruled, and I was blessed to have sympathizers among my ranks.
But things can still change if you have the right people to help lead the way. Isn't that what you hope?
Indeed. I have fully accepted the burden of that responsibility. On that note, I have something of a favor to ask of you.
Oh? What is it?
I wish for you to serve as a mediator, so that the Renans can live as the one and only Blazing Sword.
And I take it that you'll be the one to...
Yes. I realize that I'm asking quite a lot of you. However, the fact of the matter is that it will take time for Renans to re-enter Dahnan society without any bloodshed. That is why...
You're the same as ever, Dohalim.
Is it too much?
No, relax. You get so tense and
You're too kind.
That's some high praise, Alphen.
Then I'll ask once again. This time just as...
You don't even need to ask.
Thank you. I still can't...
You both seem awfully calm.
Only because after everything we've seen, we don't have the energy to keep being shocked.
How are you holding up, Rinwell?
Yeah. I get this sinking feeling whenever I remember how Dahnan mages... But I was thinking, if Renans end up living together with Dahnans again... I know it's not as simple. Dahnans probably won't be so quick to let their...
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. I know firsthand just how much hatred can take hold in your heart, but even so, I was still able to change. And so I was thinking maybe, I don't know, I could use my...
Rinwell.
That great spirit worries me too, though. Dana's will feels so warm and inviting. So why is Rena's will
Now that you mention it, Heverick 35 and the other side...
Maybe, but regardless...
We won't.
Oh, it's you two.
He who? Oh, you mean...
I know that we're all struggling to wrap our minds around...
What do you think about everything we've learned?
On some level, I'm not even really sure what to think, to be honest. But if that thing's hellbent on trying to destroy our planet... As for the Renans, I suppose my feel...
How so?
Coexistence between Dahnans, and in my case, I think that's partly because deep down, I was so...
You kept it pretty...
You mean about the Renan? But...
I know you're already aware of this, but the list of grievances the Dahnans have against... And if people...
Even just among the Dahnans, I'm sure there'll be some... I think if we can find...
Well, first we...
Yeah.
It's no small task. We can't pretend like the past didn't happen and ask people to forget their very real pain and suffering.
Right. Everybody has their reasons for feeling the way that they do. But if we just keep yelling at each other about it, we'll never move on. In a worst-case scenario, it might lead to even more people getting killed.
And we all have to figure out how to meet halfway. Not just that, but to also embrace each other's pain, in a sense.
That's an interesting way of putting it.
It's true. Everybody has their own scars, their own trauma. The first step to healing those wounds is to put aside that hatred. It won't be achieved through reasoning, but I think it's a good first step, if nothing else. And now, I think I see a way to move forward. But to do that, first we need to make sure our planet isn't going to get wiped out.
Well, it sounds like everyone's learning from their past and using it to create a better future for everyone.
What about you, Shionne? How do you feel about the origin of the Renans?
To be honest, I'm not really all that shocked, actually. I mean, I might be a Renan in the literal. Right now, it's kind of a mystery.
How do you mean?
Because for a really, really long time, all I ever thought about, I thought I'd die alone. That fate had me in its steely grip. I would have never imagined that I'd be traveling with someone like you, fighting to save Rena and Dana. I mean, how could I have? It's been going on for 300 years. All this tragic... It was Naori's hope that somehow, someone in the future would be able to stop it. How it fell on us, of all people, to heed that call is a mystery.
I don't think Naori was hoping that we would just stop the world. She considered me, a Dahnan, as a real person. I don't think she wanted the world to be saved, just... Oh, maybe this is what she meant.
Huh?
When we were talking to Kisara earlier, about all that stuff, like, she said that the first step down that path was for each of us to put aside. That means forgiving other people. Even and especially before they forgive you.
Forgiving. So it goes both ways, right?
Yeah. I don't just mean forgiving things that happened in the past either. Conflicts will keep happening. If we have any hope of
You know, you're right.
It's not going to be easy getting past this pain. But if we can do it, I'm sure there'll come a time when we can all truly understand each other. I'm there with you, Shionne. I too want to protect the world we live in, and all the people we care about. I think that's the very least I can do to repay Naori for everything that she did.
Yeah. I want a future that she would feel proud to live in, and I'm going to fight for it.
Whoa there, Savior Girl. We're here to save you too, you know.
Yes, I know. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. I want to live.
Well, is everybody ready to do what needs to be done?
I am. There's a lot to think about, but at the end of the day, Dana's still in danger. I don't care who we're up against. We'll kick their ass.
What are your thoughts, Alphen? I want to know what's on your mind, too.
Like Law said, if we have to fight the Great Spirit on Rena, then so be it. It's trying to rob us of our entire world. And it's going to take not just our home, but all of existence along with it. That alone is enough to make it our enemy. But it's not only that. One way or another, I think beating the Great Spirit is going to be tied to us saving Shionne.
You're saying there's a chance?
You're referring to the vision of destruction we all saw in Lenegis, I take it?
Yeah. 3 centuries ago, the astral energy that appeared at the spirit channeling ceremony showed Naori that vision. And to hear Shionne tell it, it's the same one that she sees from her own thorns as well.
Indeed. Shionne's thorns are comprised of dark astral energy, the one type which we know is native only to Rena. And if Rena's great spirit is what's behind Dana's pending destruction, then...
Shionne's thorns are the Great Spirit? It's not actually on Rena like we thought?
We don't know anything for certain. At the very least, though, I think it's possible her thorns are a part of the Great Spirit.
While the main body resides in Rena.
Shionne.
If these thorns really are a part of Rena's great spirit, I'm going to go over there and give it a piece of my mind and then some.
The question is, how do we confront it? Suffice it to say, that flower growing out of Rena is enormous, large enough to house the will of an entire planet. The Wedge and Lenegis were both hard enough for us to overcome in their own right. This is an altogether greater challenge for merely 6.
And we only know about the Thorn's connection thanks to Naori.
Hevric 35 has been observing the great astral spirit this whole time. It wouldn't ask us to fight it unless it has a plan of some sort. Let's go see what that is. Our minds are made up.
So if the Sovereign and Maiden were originally boot-up programs for Lenegis, what about now?
Even with the Forbidden Zone in ruins and the Renis Alma stolen, Lenegis is functioning fine. If it needed us before, it doesn't appear to now.
First they lumber you with a position you never asked for, then you're
More importantly, who do they think we are?
I just hope everyone on Lenegis is safe.
Worst comes to worst, Lenegis is equipped with a large number of starships the people can escape in.
Wait, explode?
In any case, if we're truly going to make a difference...
Right.
Do you have your answer for me?
We want to ask something first. You're asking us to fight an entire planet. How exactly do you expect us to do that? You must have something up your sleeve, or else you wouldn't put us up to it.
The great astral spirit is an immense being, but its actual will does not run throughout its entire body. Rather, its will is derived from the core, which supports the rest of the body, and is where its strength is most densely concentrated. Therefore, if you destroy the core, the Great Spirit shall become unable to maintain sentience and return to being ordinary astral energy.
And how are we supposed to destroy that core?
By using the Renis Alma. You will also need the assistance of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. They are our best tools for suppressing and controlling astral energy. Using their powers, the Maiden shall seal the great astral spirit within her body, and the Sovereign shall wield the power of the Renis Alma to destroy it.
Hold on. That sounds a lot like what Shion described before.
Yeah, killing herself to take out the Thorns with her.
She was actually right all along.
By my calculations, your powers combined should be sufficient to destroy the great astral spirit and disperse its energy widely enough to make it difficult to reform.
What will happen to the Maiden once we manage to beat the great astral spirit?
Any matter contained within the field of destruction shall be erased.
So it really will kill me.
This method is the most simple one available to destroy the Great Spirit, and is therefore our most reliable option.
What are our other options?
There is little reason to consider alternative courses of action when the most optimal among them is so clear.
You don't get it. I promised Shion that she wouldn't die, that we'd save the world without needing to sacrifice her. We didn't fight this whole time just to give up on her at the very end. If there's any other way to take out the Great Spirit, I want to hear it.
This plan shall lead to the fewest losses in preserving your world. Abandoning it is irrational.
That's...
It is vital that you proceed with this plan. A part of Rena's great astral spirit already resides within her. 300 years ago, The Great Spirit descended upon Lenegis in an attempt to assume direct control of the spirit channeling ceremony. We have reason to believe the Great Spirit left part of itself behind, and that it now resides in the Maiden.
Which would make Alphen's earlier hypothesis correct.
That part inside the Maiden belongs to the core, and can be used by the Great Astral Spirit to revive itself. So long as it remains, it will be all but impossible to fully eradicate the Great Spirit. That is why it is necessary for it to be vanquished only once it is whole. Without the Maiden's direct control over the Great Spirit, attacking it is futile, and will only serve to strengthen it.
No.
Wait. Naori said that the Renis Alma can suppress the self-realization of astral energy, and that the thorns could be neutralized by placing them in it. If so, can't the same also be done to the Great Spirit, seeing as the thorns are simply part of it?
Well, can it?
It is true that the Renis Alma is capable of what you suggest, and could contain the Great Astral Spirit.
Yes!
However, doing so requires fine control on the level of the spirit channeling ceremony. Considering that the Renis Alma was previously lost when that ceremony failed, I cannot allow it. Its uncertainty is simply too great.
What does that mean for us if you won't allow it?
Your starship will not be restored, and you will all be unable to leave here.
Why you?
Fine then. I'd rather stay here and rot than do it your way.
Alphen?
Whatever we do, if we mess up, Dana's screwed. The Great Spirit... If you're fine letting that happen, and we have nothing to gain either way, we want to stop Dana from getting destroyed. We want to save it. If all you're gonna do is sit back and watch us where it's safe, then quit ordering us...
Alphen.
What you say is irrational. Be that as it may, I shall accede to your demand.
You'll agree?
I am an observer. The Sovereign, Maiden, and Renis Alma are my species' greatest achievement. I wish to see how well they work against the Great Spirit in light of our demise.
But what are we supposed to do about the Renis Alma? One of your buddies ran off with it back on Lenegis.
It is likely that the Renis Alma is with the Great Spirit, functioning as a catalyst for it to receive Dana's astral energy.
So our only option to retrieve it is to head straight for the Great Spirit.
According to my observations, the astral energy is most densely...
So right in the middle of that giant flower, then.
I have one more question. You've said that Rena's great astral spirit is already integrated with the planet. What will happen to Rena once it vanishes?
Without the will of the Great Spirit, Rena is predicted to collapse.
So you're saying that even if we manage to beat the Great Spirit without destroying it, we'll still be in danger?
Likely, the collapse will occur in stages.
Man, I wish that thing would tell it to us.
Havrek 35 and the others have gotten used to hypothesizing from a... Fix our starship. We're going to Rena.
Excellent.
But I want to make one thing clear. We're doing this for ourselves. Remember that.
It matters little to me. Repair work on your starship has commenced. You'll have to wait until it's finished.
Man, is it too much to ask for Havrek 35 to talk like a normal...
Is the Renis Alma really our only hope against...
Shion's Fire Master Core was able to suppress astral energy. To prevent it, couldn't we make use of that
I'm not sure. In small doses, maybe.
Back in Calaglia, the Blazing Sword was able to take in a whole spirit vessel's worth of energy. If it has the capacity to manage...
Except after it absorbed the energy, it ended up releasing it all moments later, remember? Besides, this is the Great Spirit we're talking about, not...
Havrek 35 didn't mention it, and it did not seem the type to skimp on details.
You're probably right.
You still thinking about what the scientists told us? About where Renans really come from?
I am, but not for myself.
You're worried about the future of the Renan people.
The fact that our people have been the same this whole time will only give the Dahnans further reason to resent us.
But you still intend to confront this truth head-on, don't you?
Well, I did declare that I would live my life for the living, and not the dead. Even as I dream of retirement, I shall remain dedicated to the cause.
I'm sure you'll do great.
Now that I think about it, I don't believe I've ever heard you criticize or reproach us Renans even once.
I'm no saint. I have skeletons in my closet too. There was definitely a time when I hated Renans for who they were. I hated them just for being Renan. But you changed that, Dohalim. You gave me an opportunity to see them in a different light. Thanks to your reforms, we were able to stand next to Renans not as slaves, but as equals for the first time in our lives. Of course, I'm sure there were some Renans who still hated us on the inside. But we knew that not all of you were like that. There were those of you who were good, and that was a start. When it comes down to it, Renans are just people. They can be good or bad, just like Dahnans.
That is, in essence, the heart of your approach, isn't it? That we're all people.
Yeah, it is. When you can pull someone aside and talk to them one-on-one, then you have the chance to come to an understanding. But as soon as you stereotype, that chance goes away, and you stop thinking of them as people that you can relate to.
I understand what you're saying, but we're talking about massive numbers of Renans and Dahnans alike. Realistically speaking, surely they won't all be able to get along.
Even if we end up butting heads with one person, maybe we'll find better luck among their friends. If we can build a society that works like that, that'll be something worth nurturing and protecting.
So you wish for people to form real bonds and do away with the hierarchy outright? To deal with one another as humans, and nothing more? That's the ideal future you hope to see when this is all over?
Yes, I do. I think it would make for a fine tribute to my brother's legacy. Though, that said, I would be doing it for the people of the future first and foremost. Do you still plan to return to Lenegis when this is over?
Indeed I do. I don't know whether I'll be able to reside in Lenegis proper, however. My first order of business may be to find somewhere to live.
You'll always have a home in Menancia, you know.
As I shall ever keep in mind.
Well, if you ever need a helping hand, don't hesitate to come get me. I'll always be there for you, Doe.
Did you just... Never mind. Thank you, Kisara. I appreciate your patience as I work all this out.
Don't even mention it. And really, when you think about it, now that we know the two of us aren't so different after all, don't you think that brings down a barrier that used to be between us?
You know, I hadn't actually thought of it that way before. But I do like the sound of it.
Yeah, I think I do too.
Hey, why'd you call me here? Was there something you wanted to talk about?
Well, if everything we've heard about the Great Spirit is true, then we're getting close to our final battle. So I wanted to apologize while I can.
Apologize? For what?
I was being real stupid before, about whether Dana's will had been controlling us and all that. I get why you're angry now. Anybody would be if something they trusted was being questioned. So, I'm sorry, Rinwell. Really. I should have kept my mouth shut.
No, Law. Honestly, I think you might have been onto something. Of course you were worried. Who wouldn't be if they found out there might be some invisible force pulling our strings this whole time?
But you really trust Dana's will, don't you? Is it because you can sense it a lot more than the rest of us? Because you can understand it?
Yeah, I think that might be part of it. But I think I also want to believe it's good.
Believe?
Remember how I used to really resent coming from a family of mages?
Yeah, of course. Because you were always on the run and had to live in hiding.
When we rescued Zephyr and I finally decided to come along with you all, something changed inside me. It was the first time I felt like my powers had any meaning, even if that meaning was only helping you guys fight. Then, when I felt Dana's will, I was overwhelmed by how vast and warm it was. It made me want to believe my powers were made to connect with it. It made me believe I had a bigger purpose.
So that's why you hope it doesn't turn out to be bad. You almost need it to be kind.
Yeah.
Well, alright. Then I promise I'll lay off bad-mouthing it.
You will?
There's no way for me to know for sure one way or the other, right? But you trust it, Rinwell, and that's enough for me. So I'll trust it because you do.
Remember what I said about neither planet's great spirit reaching us here?
Yeah?
That's not quite true. I can feel just a little bit of Rena's inside you and everyone else.
You... what?
I sensed it when we first got here. It's a really small amount, so it doesn't feel like it has a will of its own. But I think that's how Dana's energy probably is too.
So you're saying there's a little bit of Dana's will inside each of us? In a way, doesn't that mean we're all Dana's will?
What?
Well, like you said, unless Dana's energy comes together, it has no will. So if we all have a little bit of Dana's astral energy inside us...
Yeah, maybe...
Heverick 35 might know the answer. But, you know what? I don't need to ask it. My will is my own. I fight for who I want to fight for. That's who I am now. Who I've become. So thanks, Rinwell, for sharing that with me.
Ah.
To be honest, the only reason I was suspicious of Dana's will... well, I mean, it mostly was... I feel like you and I had grown apart lately, and I was worried it was because...
Huh?
Never mind. Nothing. Just forget about it.
Huh? No, what were you saying?
Saying? I don't remember
Come
saying
on.
anything.
Now you won't tell me what you were thinking?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Then spit it out already.
You sure you don't want to get some rest?
I can't. I've got too much on my mind. Especially knowing how close our last battle is. How are you doing, Xion?
Same as you, still trying to absorb everything.
Remember when it was so simple? We were only fighting all the lords on Dana? All of that feels like a lifetime ago, doesn't it?
Ages and ages ago. Everything that's happened since we first met. So many fights, so much chaos, so many wonderful people.
If I hadn't run into you that day, well, I wouldn't have met all of you. I never would have held the blazing sword or looked for something more. I wouldn't have my memories back. I'd still be a faceless slave, and Laika's not long dead.
Hey, Alphen. I want you to promise me something.
Yeah?
If we can't find the Renis Alma, there's something I want you to do. Like Hevrecht 35 said, the only way we can end the Great Spirit for good is to go after both the main body in Rena and the thorns in me. I need you to promise me, Alphen, that if for some reason we can't get the Renis Alma back, you'll use the Blazing Sword to destroy the Great Spirit, and me along with it.
Huh?
It's true the Blazing Sword may not have the strength of the Renis Alma. But it's taken us this far. It's slain lords and beasts. At the very least, it has to be worth a try.
You can't be serious. Have you forgotten everything
Listen,
that we've...
the Great Spirit isn't just our problem. It's a threat to our entire world. Renans and Dahnans alike. We don't know what's going to happen when we face it, but we need to be prepared for anything. We can't second-guess ourselves when the time comes. I promise you, I'm not planning on going anywhere. I'm prepared to fight with absolutely everything I've got. But if it comes down to it, I need you to be prepared too.
Okay. But you should know that I'm not going to give up on you, Shionne. I'm going to fight this until the very end. I hope you can forgive me for that.
Alphen. Okay, I understand. And I'll forgive you.
Thank you, Shionne.
So it's a promise then?
Yeah, it's a promise.
I remember how I felt the first time you touched me. My thorns made any contact a mistake no one would ever make twice. After they'd seen what could happen, fear would always linger behind their eyes. In my entire life, I never had someone willingly reach out to me. But when you reached out to me and gently took my hand, you didn't react at all. It was so easy for you. I don't have words for the shock I felt in that moment.
That's because I couldn't feel pain back then.
Even once you could, though, you still chose to keep reaching out to me. And when you did, I felt this warmth that I had never known before. But still, I hate having to see you suffer through it every time you do.
You won't have to worry about that for much longer.
You think so?
I do, because Shionne,
No. You can tell me once my thorns are gone. Okay?
Yeah. Okay. Everybody get enough rest? We ready for this?
Yeah, we should probably get moving.
Agreed. Can't stand around waiting all day.
Our task is relatively straightforward. We need only descend down to Rena, defeat the Great Spirit, and restore stability to both worlds.
We're fighting for a new future for both Dahna and Rena.
Right. We've come this far. We will save our worlds. That's a promise.
Then let's go, everybody. We've got one last wall to tear down.
Repairs on your starship are complete. Everything is in working order.
Is that you, Hevrek 35? You can see us from where you are?
I can. I can see anywhere within the bounds of Dake Faisal.
Sounds like someone's a peeping Tom.
Maybe we should give Hevrek 35 a break. It has been stuck in this tiny facility for a very, very long time.
I have unlocked all functions on your starship. You can now make use of its warp drive.
Warp drive? Wait, you mean like what the Red Women used on us? What brought us here?
It's possible that the Red Women may have found a way to activate it on the starship. They are Helganquil, after all.
Using the warp drive, you should be able to breach Rena's atmosphere without being detected.
Wait, should?
You'll need to be careful. Due to the force field surrounding Rena, the ship will be unable to go any further than the surface of the planet.
So, once we reach the shell, it appears we'll have to infiltrate the core by foot. Understood.
We gotta go all the way down just walking?
Will all the Helganquil go back to normal once we defeat the Great Spirit? I have a strange feeling we're going to have to fight them before this is all over.
The extinction of my people is inevitable at this stage. As such, it would be illogical to risk the success of the mission in a vain attempt to save my kind.
We understand.
Can't that thing lighten up a bit? Everything it says seems to be about what's illogical.
Well, come on, Doe.
Hold up, did you just...
You heard the lady. Get going.
I have one last question.
What?
As Sovereign, your identification number indicates that you are well past your predicted life expectancy. Similarly, the Maiden lacks any identification number, as her function should have been rendered unnecessary. Despite this, the two of you continue to exist. Why?
We exist because others have entrusted this to us. Over the years, many people have come together and sworn to see this through to the end.
You mean it is because of multiple chance interactions? The likelihood of such events is statistically improbable. Why have you two continued to persist under these conditions?
It's hard to explain. To be honest, I don't think it's something an observer could understand. All right, time to get back on the Fall Knights.
It would appear that our Helganquil host really has fulfilled its end of the bargain.
You know what that means. Time to go to Rena.
I guess this means we should give that warp drive a spin.
there's nothing here. This weird ocean we're surrounded by just stretches out everywhere. Is this really where the Helganquil come from?
I don't sense even a trace of astral energy. This world is dead.
Then this must be the Hollowing.
You mean to tell me this whole world, the entire ocean is that stuff?
And it's covering everything. The entire planet.
This is what the Great Spirit does. After it depleted this planet of every last speck of astral energy, it went after Dana.
So arresting. This world of doom.
Back in its day, Rena was probably just as vibrant as Dana is. But after being robbed of its astral energy for so long, those days are gone and past. This is all that will remain.
So the Great Spirit took everything. It stole energy not just from living beings, but the land, the sea, everything.
And it bound the Helganquil in servitude, until their whole world was nothing but this. And by the looks of it, that's how it remains to this day. A world of death and emptiness.
With nothing left here to consume, the Great Spirit turned its sights on Dana, looking for another host.
You're saying if we don't stop it, this is what Dana's going to look like?
We can be sure that even these few remaining remnants of Renan life will not be spared in the end.
If the oblivion and darkness both Shion and Naori saw comes to pass, nothing will survive. It looks like we can climb down from there. Let's take a look.
So this is Rena. This is where everything began. Yet it's a dead world?
I won't let Dana suffer the same fate. Ever.
A hollowed ocean as far as the eye can see. What do you think would happen if we fell in?
What do you mean, what would happen? You'd drown, wouldn't you?
Come to think of it, I don't believe I've heard of someone ever trying. Perhaps you'd like to—
Nah, I'll pass.
This is essentially a world-sized Renan graveyard. Are you
No, because I said—
Taking an interest is under...
Question.
I want—
Looks like we've warped into that pit of astral energy.
Hey! Hey, I just realized something!
Is this about dinner last night? I didn't realize those ingredients were off.
What? No! I mean, wait, you fed us rotten food?
Rinwell, the point.
Oh, yeah, right. So I was thinking about those armored soldiers we've seen. There are regular Renans inside them, right?
Yeah, they're designed to make whoever's wearing them stronger. At least,
Right. So it kind of begs the question then, Why are they made so huge?
I don't know, makes them more intimidating.
You don't think it's weird how the armored soldiers are the...
Can't say I'd ever noticed it.
Connect the dots, Law!
Okay, let me get this straight. You think the armored...
Huh. But if that's true, what would that mean?
It would mean...
Not... hugely?
Get him, Hootle.
Ow!
Oh, now you wanna...
Ow! Ow!
Helganquil!
Guess they don't need their Red Woman disguises anymore.
Wait, can you understand us?
It's no use. We're not going to get through to them.
So they really are being controlled.
I knew there was something off here!
They're not pulling punches. We have no choice but to beat them at their own game.
Annihilation! Own death!
Blow away!
The healing art!
This one's all mine! Blow away!
The enemy wields arts too.
You'll soon see about that!
You picked the wrong fight!
That
freaking does it!
That'll bring you down! Photon, lightning to death!
Not my finest.
You'll pay for that!
Now!
Remember!
Astral energy!
Say no more! Got!
Well done!
Dragon Swarm!
Far enough! Photon, lightning to death!
Blow away! This one's all mine!
Face for that!
Lightning healing circle! I'll bring you back from death. Hold on to your art. Here I come!
What's this?
Blaze Spear!
Talon Hurricane! Rip it in a bind!
Lightning
Equal
to death!
power of water!
Blow away! Totally! In an instant! Impact Blow! Not a chance!
Here I
come!
I'm only getting
To the flame inside me!
Gemini Aqua!
Alphen,
I can't forgive them for what... but I hate killing them.
Perhaps. However...
Yeah, I know.
I wonder if we're going to get attacked again.
If we lose heart now, this whole mission is over. We have to... stay... the course.
I thought...
We haven't seen anyone here except Helganquil.
The true citizens of Rena. What a shame to think of the promise they were...
Do you think we could have got along with them?
Like all of...
I think we may have...
I've got a really bad feeling about this.
You picked the wrong fight!
I'll smash you!
Glacial Spear! Pierce the evil!
I'm on a roll now!
Nothing gets by me!
Eat this!
Far enough!
Come one, come all!
Here I go! I'm only getting up! It's in the sky, not mine!
Stand back. I'll trim it up.
Quick snap! Super Swallow Dance! We got the advantage!
Good. Now we just have to make sure we keep it.
Don't worry, cause Raw's on!
This one's all mine! Not today!
Take this!
Searing Flame! Reload!
Dance!
Out of ammo! The healing
Raining
security! First aid!
Okay, here I go.
Maelstrom! I'm all stuffed up! Annihilation! Mega Ray! Lightning to Annihilation!
Here I come.
Mega Ray!
Blow away!
Let me show you what my art can do! Rise and
Raining
shine!
Slash! Blow away!
Raging
Double
Storm!
Demon Fang!
Resurrection!
Nothing gets by me!
I'm on it! Talon! Ready?
Raining Slash!
Here's the evil!
Denied!
Freeze Lancer! Light Astral Energy! Mega Ray!
I'm not done!
Gemini Aqua!
Double Demon
Dance
Fang!
in the wind!
Dragon
Mega
Form!
Photon Flash! Lightning
This
Condemn!
one's all mine!
Thunderblade!
Water, hear my call!
Double Demon Fang!
Blood!
Glacial Spear!
Coming through!
Ignite!
Freeze Lancer!
Dragon Form!
Lightning Condemn! Thunderblade!
Double Demon!
The astral energy is surging around me.
How do you even know about all that astrally stuff?
Same way I know what you do in the middle of the night.
What? Are you...
I wonder...
Is this a dead end?
It appears this whole room functions as an elevator. That apparatus there is likely what's used to control it.
What the... Where did they come from?
Less worry, more action. Concentrate.
Blow away!
Now you see what I can do.
That buzzing is driving me mad!
I'm all stopped up!
Flying freaks! Why can't they just sit still?
Sia, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done. Oh, that'll bring you down.
Blow away!
I'm here! You all!
You're mine!
Healing circle!
Try this!
I owe you, Sion. Healing is what my arts do best. All mine can do is cause havoc and destruction.
We did it!
As impressive as always.
Here I hope that wasn't true.
No, I mean, you're even better than ever.
I've never seen Sion actually look flustered.
Blow away!
We got the advantage.
Enemies incoming!
Just have to make sure we
She will. Don't worry, because Law's on.
Raining Slash! Blow away!
I'm on.
Lightning
Here I
orb!
come!
Enough! I'll tear you apart! Take
Sword Rain
this!
Alpha!
Do it! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
There you go, Alvin.
It's time to end this battle!
I'm right beside you.
Dragon Form! Sword Rain Alpha!
Now you see what I can do!
Huh? You picked the wrong fight! My turn! Dragon Form!
Can't get out of this! Swallow dance!
That'll bring you down. Do it.
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! More sequels?
Keep calm and take them down.
Dragon Form! Sword Rain Alpha!
Ready to go.
Eat this!
Now! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Reinforcements?
Eat this!
Swallow dance! Dragon Form!
Now I'm in the groove!
Far now! Through all! Crossblade! Dance in the wind! In here!
Double Demon Fang!
You are in tip-top shape!
As soon as I'm done here,
Shouldn't have
come
messed
help
with
out.
me!
How could a girl ever say no?
Soaring Light Spear! First strike! Rising Strike!
Ready.
Infernal Pump! You require
Do it! Lightning condemn!
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone.
More? You're mine!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Here's a healing arc.
I can carve through armor!
Okay, here I go.
Searing
Eat
flame!
this!
The flame inside me yearns to be
Astral
lit free.
Energy! Lightning condemn!
Ignite! Be still!
Healing circle!
Rising Phoenix! More? You're mine!
Ready to go!
Blue escape!
Infernal
Blue
punch!
escape!
In the wind! Sleep now!
Double Demon Fang! Lightning Thrust!
Glimmer dragon!
Dragon Form!
This world! I never miss! Alright! It's showtime! Not so fun now!
You fight better at a distance. The further away, the better. You and I both.
Lightning Flash! Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! More? It's on!
I can't hold on much longer!
Be careful not to overdo it.
Eat this! I'm sorry. I'll do better. Sword Rain Alpha!
I'm out of ammo.
Dragon shout!
Do it!
Okay, double me! In an instant! Impact Block! More?
Violent guarding wind!
Soaring Light Spear! Rising Trident!
Dance in the wind!
Infernal Torrent!
I never miss! Who wants to die now? Thunderblade! I can do this all
I'm nearly done for.
Healing circle!
Swallow down!
Now to pull myself together.
Rising Phoenix!
Just what
Not more!
Dance
Be
in the wind!
dead! Rising Phoenix! Now I can let loose! Dragon Form! Explosive Ring!
All disasters made one. Come forth, the helix of purity! What would I do without
Throw
Maelstrom?
away! No further! Burn! Raining Slash!
Lunar corruption!
Double Demon Fang!
Hit!
Not
Daily
first!
burst!
I can carve through armor!
No escape!
Field!
Eat this!
Gemini Aqua!
Far enough!
Eat this!
Sword Lady!
Now!
Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade! See that?
That training's paying off!
Air thrust! Mega
Rising
ray!
Falcon!
Searing flare! Now! Astral energy!
Say no more! I can feel my power growing!
Even in such a harsh environment as this, there are still creatures here?
You think they're native to Rena? Or could they be Zeugles somehow?
Whatever they are, they're dangerous. Watch yourselves around them. You think that pit stretches all the way to Rena's core?
If that's true, then if we go down, we should find the Great Spirit at the bottom.
We could get there even faster if we...
No holding back! Where are you going?
This'll be a piece of cake!
Double Demon Fang! Dragon
Corruption!
Form!
By the power
still!
of primed and red! Insects should stay on the ground. Where are you going?
Pesky airborne scoundrels.
Sounds like a job for you, truly!
Sword Rain Alpha!
And more of this will burn out. You require a head.
Sword Rain Alpha!
No further!
Dragon Form!
Now!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Meteor storm! Annihilation! Mega ray! Annihilation!
You're mine!
To the wind!
Ready to go! Dragon Form!
Get you off that way!
Sword Rain Alpha! Double Demon Fang! Dragon Form! None! This one's all mine! Soaring Red Spear! Eat dirt!
I'm on it!
Armor won't! Now I'm in the groove!
Radiant pierce!
Blew away!
Out of ammo! One!
First strike! Raining Slash! Blew away!
Maelstrom!
Far enough!
Here I go! I'm only getting started!
Raining Slash! Dragon Form!
Eat this!
Now watch it!
Water! Hear my call!
Sword Rain Alpha!
In a bind?
Red! Eat dirt!
Eagle Assault!
Freeze Lancer! Here goes! One more!
Raining Slash!
Lightning again! Here! Thunder!
Raining Slash! This
I
one's
never
all mine!
miss!
I'm on it! Burn it hell!
Now I'm in the
You are
groove!
in tip-top shape!
Since I'm
Now!
done here, come help Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Head to the
My
wind!
turn! You're mine!
Here, let me help.
First
I owe you one.
Nothing gets by you!
In there! Reload!
Dragon Form! You picked the wrong fight!
Radiant Pierce!
Dragon Form!
Thunder Field!
How much longer will our healing arts last?
Oh man, I hope I live long enough to regret this.
Double Demon Fang!
I'll smash you!
Lunar corruption!
Come one, come all!
You require a hand. Can't get out of this!
In here!
Dragon
Here! I'll be saving this one!
Swallow Dance! It's too fast!
Stand back. I'll trip it up.
Double Demon Fang!
Primed and ready! Lightning again! Thunderblade!
You're mine!
This one's mine! Don't give up! All disasters made one!
No further!
Come forth, the from Death's abyss.
Don't mind if I do.
I'll bring you back from Death's abyss.
Dance in the wind.
Resuscitation.
Hear me. Flame of
Oh,
fury.
burning stars of water.
Rain down. Purifying blood.
Dragon form! You require a hand.
Burning strike. Meteor.
Soaring light spear!
Red.
Rising falcon!
I'm ready. Sleep now.
You're finished!
This'll come in handy. Radiant.
Double demon effect!
Astral energy.
Say no more! Shut!
Well done.
Dragon form! Double demon effect! Sword Rain Alpha!
Now.
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Lady Fortune must truly be watching over me.
This one's tough. We have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
I'll heal you. Did that help you? Head!
Raining
Right there! Healing circle!
There you go. Feel like me again.
Bluebeam's smelling to me.
Yeah, and they're smiling to me. Now you see what I can do.
Sword Rain Alpha! I'm on it!
Dragon, what?
This one's mine.
Oh, now I'm real mad.
Raining Slap!
Here, let me
Dragon form!
I need to pull myself together.
I'm gonna need more. No further! Double demon effect!
Here, let me
Raining slash! Double demon effect! It's on!
Hear my call.
Rain down and pure
You picked the wrong fight!
Nothing here but I need.
Here's evil.
Next!
As impressive as always.
Here I hope there was improvement.
No, I mean, you're even better than ever.
I've never seen Xion actually look flustered. Radiant pierce! Oh, magic is amp! Crossblade!
Double demon effect!
Far enough.
Dragon!
Fire complete focus!
Sword Rain Alpha!
I'll cover you! Recover!
Take
Double demon effect!
Steering photon blast!
Now you see what I can do.
Here goes! I'll hear you all!
Blow away!
Where are you going?
The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
Light astral hit! The wind! Rise and shine! Sleep now!
I'm on it!
Get on in there with
In
the
a
others.
vine?
Resurrection!
Raining
That's
slash!
it! Whirlwind! Where that came from! That's the way!
Blow away!
One more!
Raining form!
I'll finish you here and now.
Not on my watch!
Hold together. Just a little longer.
You pay for that!
Thanks for the sympathy.
Stay together! We need to inform!
Raining slash!
I can't heal you forever!
Sorcerers to me.
Banana, let's go!
Denied.
Continue!
That is hot!
Take that! I'll heal you all! Razor
It's
Cyclone!
on! Ignite!
Razor Cyclone! Thanks for the healing.
Watch yourself, okay?
Yeah, you too.
Sword Rain Alpha! Try this!
It's time to finish this. Die! Consuming wildfire!
Lightning! Downfall! Lightning
Water,
Strike!
hear my call!
Thunderblade! Spread!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Here when you're ready! Spread!
Splendid! This is looking good!
That'll bring you down.
time!
Raging
I'll smash you!
Resurrect! What would I do without you?
First strike!
Here we go!
Double demon
Dance
fang!
to the wind! Red!
Roll away!
Here's the evil!
Freeze
Blazer!
You're mine!
Leave the charges to me!
Talon Harrier!
Supernova! Fight! I'm all stuffed up!
No further!
Light
I'll finish you now!
You picked the wrong fight!
Thunderbolt!
Shouldn't have messed with me! Now I'm in the groove! Blow away! Talon Hurricane! Swordblade Alpha! Inferno!
Amazing.
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous Claw! Talon Hurricane! Blow away! Burn! Radiant Slash!
Light astral energy! Into the wind! Air
Showering the pieces! Attack time!
Lightning blast!
I owe you one.
Thunderblade!
Blow away! Double in an instant! Impact Claw!
Quite necessary when creating weaponry.
This'll make... us even more formidable.
These structures don't look like anything built by the Renans, or even what we saw in the Forbidden Zone.
Perhaps this is the true architectural style of the Helganquil. Or perhaps the opposite, given their situation.
You mean like how some places favor building stuff with stone, while others rely on wood?
That's an interesting way of looking at it. I'll have to inquire with Hevrecht 35 about it some...
I've got a really bad feeling about this. Hear my call.
Okay, here I go.
If it's in the sky, it's mine. Fall into Glacial Spear. Here's the evil. These things really get on my nerves.
When did I get so popular?
Easter!
Here's the healing art.
Pesky airborne scoundrels!
Sounds like a job for yours truly.
Take this!
One more. Glacial Spear. Here's the evil.
Denied!
Dragon Swarm. Here's a healing art. Go get it.
It's too fast!
Stand back! I'll trip it up!
Thunderblade. Here. Here's the hope. I can't hold on much longer. Don't leave me. Astral energy. Down. Lightning. Then, Thunderblade. Not on my watch. I'll bring you back from death's abyss. Dance in the wind. Sleep now.
Now you see what I can do!
I owe
I'll
you
be
one.
saving this way.
Raining Slash!
Not much longer to go.
Come on, one final push.
Let's do this together, Alphen.
Incinerating
To
Blade!
use all the power of my healing art to attack. Here's the healing art.
Double Demon Fang! Thanks, Shion.
Be careful not to overdo it.
I'm sorry.
Radiant
go.
here. Go out of it. I'm all stuffed up. Sleep now.
Incineration Wave! No escape!
Shouldn't have messed with me!
Can't end here!
Don't give it up. A banana. Let's go. Resurrection. I'll bring you back from death's abyss. In here. Resuscitation.
Justice done!
Not done yet! Double Demon Fang!
Sparkling stars of light.
You're mine! Dragon Swarm! Raining
Take
Tide!
this!
Double Demon Fang!
I'm out of ammo. In the wind.
It's on!
Mega ray. In here.
I'll tear you apart!
You picked the wrong fight!
Hear me. Flame of fury.
Burning the blast!
Glacial Spear. Here's the
Do it! Remote!
astral energy.
Say no more! Go!
Well done.
Burning strike!
I'm even stronger than before.
Feeling about this.
Where are you going? That's the round
Rip it!
Here, let me help.
Here I come! I'll smash you! Now into
Do
the
not
eye!
to thy own death! Lunar Crystal! Gemini Alpha!
Incineration wave!
Annihilation!
Transform!
Astral Energy!
Say no more!
Well done! All the power.
I can feel my power growing!
Those thorns.
I'm not letting them get in our way!
I found some equipment.
Let me take a look at it. This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Now I can let loose.
Careful! It has some kind of camouflage!
We require a hand. I've let you all down. No, you'll pay for that!
I'll bring you back from depth abyss! Banana!
Try harder!
Leave the charges to me!
Forward up!
Blow away!
I never miss! Here's a healing arc! In here!
I don't know what I'd do without you.
Perhaps now isn't the time?
I really don't.
I'm going to use all the power of my healing arc to accomplish
Blow away! Prepare to be seized!
It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire! Lunar corruption!
Armor won't save you!
By the power of water!
Eat this!
Into the
bring you
ground!
here now!
Carve now through all!
Incineration wave!
Lightning! Downfall! Will this help?
I'll tear you apart!
Not in your dreams!
And more of this and I'll burn out.
Sorry to be Bob.
We've all got enough on our plate.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll stop its charge!
Thanks, Kisara!
Raining slash! Incineration wave!
Here's a healing arc!
Now I can let loose. I'm nearly done for. Not today! Blow away! Hold nothing back!
Transform! Super heal!
Take this!
Here's a healing arc! Lightning grenade!
An astral arch?
That's my cue!
Shut him down!
Lightning grenade!
Incineration wave! Can't move!
Don't give up!
Leave the charges to me!
I'll bring you back from death to this! Resuscitation! Clear healing armor!
Armor won't save you!
First aid! Radiant here! More of that do it!
Kisara! All yours, Kisara!
I felt better, that's for sure. Got a really bad feeling about this.
I'll take you all on!
Not in your dreams!
Radiant
Corruption! Swallow's
Dragon
Power!
To me!
Razor
Not a
Cyclone!
chance! Here I come!
Will this help?
Blow away! Incineration wave! Dragon
Healing
Swarm!
Circle! Constant
Here inside me, yours!
I don't know what I'd do without you.
Perhaps now isn't the time?
I really don't. You picked the wrong fight!
Now!
What's this?
Totally! In an instant! Impact block! Not a chance!
Radiant
Dragon Swarm!
Lightning Condensed!
Thunderbolt! Incineration wave! Dragon Swarm!
Here's the Evo!
Do it! Totally! In an instant! Impact block! My turn!
Here's a healing arc! I'm ready!
I'll
Lightning
tear you
Arc!
apart!
Lightning
Dragon
Condensed!
Swarm!
Thunderblade! I'm only getting started!
Take this! My turn! Totally! In an instant! Impact block! I need something to eat.
Don't get careless.
Now you see what I can do!
Lunar Corruption! Dance to the wind! Air thrust!
Incineration wave! Ignite!
As if the normal creepy crawlies aren't disgusting enough. Get on in there!
Dragon Swarm!
Healing Circle! All
So much for sitting this fight out.
That wouldn't be a complaint, I fear.
Nope, that is silly. Can't get out of this!
One at a time!
Charge
Easily be fatal. Just as well, I'm here to stop.
In the groove.
I owe you one.
Annihilation!
Here I come! Blow away!
Here's a healing arm!
Incineration wave! Dragon form!
Where are you going?
Not a chance!
Dragon
Incineration wave!
I can carve through armor.
Don't leave me!
These fists has got your name on them. Talon Storm.
I'll bring you back from Death Abyss. Lightning Condensed! Thunder Blade! Healing arm! First aid! What would I do without you?
Dragon does it. Take this.
Corruption! By the
In a bind.
Raging Annihilation! Blow of light! Here's a heal. Mind if I do? First aid! Lightning Condensed!
It's on!
Water!
Incineration wave! Ignite!
Spread! Glacial Spear! Pierce evil!
Incineration wave!
Freeze Lancer!
Dragon form!
Get on in there with the others! I don't hear you! Raging
Blow away!
Storm! Alright! I'm going to use all the power of my I won't lose! Lightning Condensed! Thunder Blade! Mega Ray! Gemini Ultra! I'm ready! Light Astral Lightning Condensed!
Raining slash!
Thunder
Blow
Blade!
away!
Smash you.
Can't be happening!
Stay away from my friends!
Now!
Prepare to be Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclops! Remember to tell me if you need healing.
I expect you'll be in high demand if that's the case. This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
This is bad, right?
Yes, Alvin. Very bad.
I don't feel so good.
Nothing gets by me. Here's a healing arm.
Eat this!
Lightning orb.
I owe you one.
Shield.
Blow away!
Sleep now.
Incineration wave!
I'll be saving I this never miss.
Struck!
I'll heal you all. Raging storm. Banana. Healing circle. Radiant pierce.
Blow away! Incineration wave!
First aid.
Okay, here I come.
Here goes. Denied. By the power of water. Searing flame. Ghost again.
Radiant blast!
Glacial
Blow
spear.
away!
Pierce evil.
In a bind.
I'm nearly done for.
Lightning condensed. Thunder.
Try harder!
Here's a healing arm. Lightning condensed. First aid.
Blow away! Double demon back! Ignite!
Searing
I'll
flame.
smash you.
Reload.
Dragon form!
I'm on. First aid.
Explosive ring!
I'm all stocked up. Mega Ray. My astral energy. Whoa.
Prepare to be sealed, O fleet of foot. Actually, perhaps sound is more appropriate.
Less talking, more doing. I'll stop and charge. Thanks, Kisara. I never miss.
Eat this!
I'm going to need to use all the
These
power
sticks
of my
has got
healing
your
arts
name
to
on 'em.
accomplish this.
Raining slash!
Astral energy.
Incineration!
You require help.
Resurrection.
In a bind.
Snake field. Double field.
I'll crush you. Lightning reflexes. Tenebrous claw. Blow away.
Astral energy. Damn it.
Blow away! Incineration wave!
Here's a healing
Raining
arm.
slash!
First aid. One more time. Glacial spear. Pierce evil. It's far enough.
No! Can't end here!
Don't give up! Glacial Spear! Here's Eagle! This is Freeze
Now you
Laser!
see what I can do!
A whirl, blah, 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 epic! Real! Patience! Let's get you up right away!
Not done yet!
Here goes!
Blow away!
Maelstrom!
Incineration Wave! Dragon Swarm!
Now or never. Ren can't get out of this!
Blow away! Incineration Wave! Dragon Swarm! I can't move!
Don't leave me! Palpatine! Oh, Violet,
Now I'm in
that'll
trouble.
bring you down. Calm down. Mega Ray! It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire! Will this help? Now! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
There you go, Alvin!
It's time to end this battle!
I'm right beside you!
Leave the chargers to me!
Incineration Wave!
Far enough! Super Swallow Dance! Wind Astral Energy! Dance in the wind! Air Thrust!
Blow away!
Dance in the
Incineration
wind!
Wave!
Air Thrust! Light Astral Energy!
Flame inside me!
This isn't ideal.
Let free!
Inferno Punch!
Here's a healing art!
You picked the wrong fight!
Eat this!
Tempest Swirl!
I'll finish you here and now! I'll smash you!
Mega Ray! Razor Blade! It's time to finish this! Dive! Consuming wildfire! Searing flame! Reload!
Raining Slash!
Solar Storm! Will this
Blow
help?
away!
Hurricane!
Incineration Wave!
Healing Circle!
Take this!
Dance in the wind!
Now,
Here I go! Light Astral! Glacial Spear! Here's Eagle!
Incineration Wave!
Steel! Freeze Land! Not in your dreams! Let the marksman handle it!
Here I come!
I never miss! Here goes! Dance in the wind!
Nothing gets by me!
Here, let me help! I can't hold on much longer!
Blow away! Raining
Up and in
Slash!
there! Let's go!
was all
Into the
mine.
shadows!
Eat this! Raining Slash!
Razor Cyclone!
Eat dirt!
Celestial!
I don't even know the word defeat.
Razor Cyclone! Burning
Raining Slash!
Glacial Spear.
Here's Eagle!
Blow away!
Freeze Lancer!
Raining
Go
Slash!
get it! Let me help! Razor Cyclone!
Now I
Celestial
feel it.
Banner!
Totally! In an instant! Impact Frost!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
No holding back!
This'll be a piece of cake!
Incineration Wave!
Here!
Raining Slash!
Here's a healing art! Light acid, lightning
In a
condemned.
vine?
First aid! Not on my watch!
I'll tear you apart!
Lightning condemned!
Eat this!
Incineration Wave!
Here's a
Raining
healing art!
Slash!
Ready to go! First aid!
Far enough!
Tempest
Rain
Swirl!
inside me! Now to be let free!
By the power of water!
Eat this!
Radiant Annihilation! Celestial Banner!
Let
the marksman
Blow
handle
away!
this.
Any more of this and I'll burn out!
Oh, violent darting wind!
Incineration Wave!
This one's mine.
Just getting started!
You require a head.
Will this also take this?
Wind
These
energy!
fists have got your name on them!
Armor
won't save you!
Lightning condemned!
Now I can let loose!
Thunder Blade!
Rain Slash! Blow away!
Here! Here goes! Dance in the wind! Sleep now!
Raining Slash!
Lightning! Let's get
Blow
down!
away!
I'm out of ammo!
Raining Slash!
More with that
Blow
ammo!
away! I'm not done!
In here!
The flame inside me yearns to be let free. Leave the charge on to me. Burning blast. Incineration wave. Take this.
Razor cyclone. Will this help?
Prepare to be sealed.
Raging storm.
Can't get out of this.
Celestial, not in your dreams. Sighted. Into the
Blow
shadow.
away.
Here's another.
Raining
The
blast.
sky is mine. Thunderblade.
Blow away.
Here, let me help.
Raining slash.
First aid. Raging storm. There. Celestial.
Far enough.
Razor blade. Celestial.
Armor won't save you.
Razor cyclone.
This one's all mine. Raining slash. Dragon form.
You're mine. Radiant.
Raining slash. Blow
Go
out.
get hands in the wind. In here.
Not today.
Mega ray.
Is this it?
Don't give up. That'll bring you down. One more time.
It's time.
Annihilation.
Ringwell.
Frozen.
Hammer.
I'm even stronger than before.
Got a really bad feeling about this.
Come one, come all.
Will this help?
Raining slash.
Here goes.
It can hide itself? Amazing.
Pull myself together.
Thanks, Sheila.
Be careful not to overdo it.
I'm sorry. I'll do better.
Dragon
What would I
form.
do without you?
Blow away. Blow away. Armor won't save you.
Razor cyclone.
Raining slash. We did it.
As impressive as always.
Ah, and here I hope
Tear you apart.
No, I mean, you're even better than ever.
I've never seen Xion actually look
Blow
flustered.
away. I'm on it. Incineration wave.
I'm sorry to be a bother.
We've all got enough on our plate.
Yes, ma'am. Kisara, Commander of Heaven. Phoenix Cyclone.
Here's a healing arc.
Now, you're mine.
I never miss. Burn. Thunderblade.
Ignite. I'm on it. Watch this. Now or never. Incineration wave. No further.
I don't know what I feel about you.
These fists have got your name on them.
Isn't the time?
I really don't.
Incineration wave.
Far enough.
All good things come to an end. Raining slash.
Sparkling stars of light. Rain down.
Blow away. This is looking good.
What a relief.
Don't leave me.
First strike.
Bring you back from death to dance in the wind. Air dropping.
What's this?
Lightning condensed. Thunderblade. Don't mind if I do.
This one keeps charging us.
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Got it. I'll leave it to you.
This one's mine.
Blow away. Raining.
Now I'm in the groove.
You all right?
Yeah, I'll be okay.
Let's try harder. It's
Let me
time.
help. I can't hold on much longer.
Eat dirt.
I'm only getting
Blow away.
for swallow dead.
Raining slash. Blow away. Raining slash.
Light after all. That'll bring you down. All right. It's shattering.
Blow away.
Attack time.
Raining slash.
Circle.
Blow away. Now can let try harder!
Why'd you heal me?
To stop you dying?
Right.
Rain down and burn down!
The earth throbs.
No more playing nice! Hear me, flame of fury!
Austin, if you hear it,
Can't move! Don't give up! It's over! Astral energy! Full throttle!
I think I'm getting the hang of this.
You're definitely way stronger.
Yeah, nothing motivates you like having stakes this high.
What do you think this place was?
What the hell? Are they asleep?
No. They appear to be well preserved.
Dead? So this is...
Looks that way.
Bear in mind that Renans were originally Danans. Knowing that, they would have needed a place to perform the procedures
And that place is here.
So what you're saying is that all of these are Dahnan? Or
Most likely, yes. It must have been abandoned.
There are so many of them. They were...
What is that thing?
Something we have to fight if we want to get across, it seems.
Be careful! It's huge!
What is with all the huge lumbering beasts lately?
no ordinary Dougal. That much is damn sure.
Watch yourselves. All bets are off when it comes to this thing.
Move
away! Incineration wave! Rain slash! Incineration
Thanks
wave!
for the healing.
Watch yourself, okay?
Yeah, you too.
Ah! You picked the wrong fight!
Here goes! Razor! Celestial Hammer!
Let me help.
Its head is its weak point? We need to bring it down somehow to hit it.
In that case, let's start with the one in the middle.
Outstanding form! Blow away!
Glitter Dragon!
Incineration wave!
Eagle of
Where are you going?
Lightning to death!
I can carve through. What's this?
Thunderblade!
Here, let me help.
Now!
All disasters
Raining
made
slash!
one!
Dragon
Here's
tail!
a healing ray!
You require a hand.
First aid!
Can't get out of this.
Annihilation!
You picked the wrong fight!
Dare you apply?
Lightning orb! Dance in the wind! Gemini Aqua! Air thrust!
Blow away!
Arch seal! Gemini Aqua!
Raining slash!
Here,
Blow away!
First aid
Raining
now
slash!
through all!
Blow away!
Now
Dance in the
Talk!
wind!
Incineration wave!
Inherent flame! More projectile!
I'm going to need to use
A world of power I'm feeling like to accomplish this.
Take this! I'll smash you!
My turn! Raining slash!
Corruption!
Blow away! Raining slash! Blow away!
Thunderblade! Charge with my stars of light! Rain
one's
down!
all mine.
Purify all!
Raining slash!
Corruption! Seal!
This one's mine.
Get out there with the others! Super
Blade!
Take it! Fire to the
Denied!
Too much to handle? Listen!
Raining slash!
Tempest!
Blow away!
Celestial Hammer!
Dragon Swarm!
Razor down!
River!
Astral Energy!
Say no more!
Into the violent
Thrust! I'm on it!
Carve down through all!
Blow away!
Dare you
Raining!
Air thrust!
Eat this!
Anything in armor is all mine.
Astral Energy!
Incineration Wave! Prepare to be seen and carved through armor! Can't get out of this! Try harder! Now!
Feel!
Ready, slash!
No more playing nice!
Roll away!
They're not playing around!
Incineration Wave!
Gale Force!
Glimmer Dragon!
Searing Flame!
Eagle Dragon Force!
Annihilate the wind! Don't bring you down! Air Thrust!
Burn in hell!
Photon Arctic! Here's the healer!
A Dragon Shot! I could do without this pain! Inferno Punch!
Lunar Corruption! Lightning! By the power of water! Lightning!
Double Demon Fang!
Let me show you what my art can do! Rise and shine! I'll be saving this one!
Ready,
Resurrection!
Slash! Throw away!
Solo Dance! Searing
Ready,
Flame! Reload! I can do it all
Can't get out of this!
Searing Flame! Reload!
Smash you! Dragon Swarm!
Lunar Corruption! In the wind!
Sword Rain Alpha!
That is!
Here comes the big one!
Here and now! Lightning Hour! Inferno Punch! Here!
Throw away! Incineration Wave!
Lunar Corruption!
Incineration Wave! Stay away from my strength!
Sparkling stars of light!
I can't
Rain
lose.
down and purify all! Resuscitation!
The flame
Let
inside me
help.
yearns! Any more of this and I'll burn out!
Pull myself together. In here! Flame of fury! Burning! Not on my watch! Hear my call! Magic is there! Spread! Glacial Spear! Here's evil!
Almost there! Close enough. Take it away, Law.
I thought you'd never ask.
Dance in the wind! You got this one covered! Where are you going?
I'll finish you here and now!
I'm going to use all the power of my healing ray to accomplish this.
Attack time!
You picked the wrong fight!
All disasters
Blow
may
away!
run.
Incineration
They're not
Wave!
playing around. I break it. Reload.
Blow away!
Will this help?
Incineration Wave!
Far enough. Healing circle. Lightning
Blow
condense.
away! Incineration Wave!
I owe you, Sion. Healing is what my arts do best. All mine can do is cause havoc and destruction. Here's the healing art.
Okay.
In a vine?
By the power of water. Hold on to your arms.
Double Demon
Here I
Fang!
come. I'm all stuffed up. Annihilation. Gale Force.
Ready,
Here's the healing
slash.
art.
Blow away!
Shining Supernova.
Double Demon Fang!
In the sky, it's mine. In here, it's about to
Blow
strike.
away!
Lightning.
Look sharp, everyone!
Photon Blast.
Ready, slash! It's on!
Lightning. Dance in the wind.
Incineration Wave!
Leave the arrows to me!
Can't move!
Don't leave me. Annihilation.
Now you see what I can do!
Now, far enough. Do it.
Reload! Light Burst Force!
Radiant Genesis.
The hell was that thing?
Probably something that was made here and somehow managed to survive, even after all this.
What's wrong?
Oh, I just suddenly found myself contemplating what might have happened to the sovereigns that were meant to emerge from the crown contests.
What do you mean?
You see, the winners of the past crown contest, furthermore, that enemy we just fought appeared to be composed of several human bodies.
You're saying those were the remains of the winners?
I'm merely saying it's a
That's absolutely gruesome.
It was Rena's great spirit that made them do all of this.
We're not gonna jump down, right?
I certainly hope not.
After hearing Dolum's suggestion, I'm honestly... So... We're back in that other room? Did the teleporter fail or something?
Something feels off about it.
Look! Everything's upside down!
The furnishings are, at least. No, you're right. The whole room's flipped on its head.
So what was once down is now up, and vice versa. I suppose the teleport. We reversed our orientation then.
Always good to be back in familiar territory.
Everything okay?
I'll say.
I'd like to check their wares if you don't mind.
Did we
This came out so good.
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
guess this is the flip side of that pathway we were walking on just a little while ago.
This is crazy. Who knew such amazing technology existed?
Everything's topsy-turvy and that's all you can think about?
Bear in mind, the core of Rena now sits above us.
Oh, man. I hope I live long enough to regret it. Now we're not...
Blow away! Incineration wave!
This is gonna need all of us together!
Can't get out of this! I owe you one.
The flashing part's their weak point!
See what happened there as you crossed me. Shouldn't have done that.
Incineration wave! Raining slash!
Searing flame! This one's mine!
Blow away!
Annihilation!
Incineration wave!
Lightning
Where are
condemn!
you going?
Thunder blade! Annihilation!
Raining slash! Blow away!
Will this help? Lightning
Try
orb!
harder! Now!
It's go
Healing
time!
circle!
There you go. I can carve through armor.
Got it!
That hit the spot. So much for
Now
sitting
run
this
in.
fight out.
That wouldn't be a complaint, I hear.
Nope, that'd be
away.
silly.
Incineration wave!
In here! I'm all
I'll stop its charge.
Thanks, Kisara!
Raining slash!
Lunar corruption!
On a roll now.
Incineration wave!
In a bind.
Annihilation! It's showtime!
Burn in hell!
Laser cyclone! Surrender
Keep
your
going.
help!
Blow away!
First aid!
Raining slash! Incineration wave!
Raining
Raining slash!
Don't mind if I do! Annihilation! Photon blast! Lightning condemned!
Where are you going?
Thunderblade!
Double demon
Will this
fang!
help?
Dazzle!
Ready to go!
Healing
Be
circle!
still!
There you go.
Thanks for the healing.
Watch yourself, okay?
Yeah, you too. I'll fix you up.
Burn! Blow away!
Here's a healing arc.
Incineration wave!
I'll finish you here and now.
You can pull my
Here's my call. Thunderblade!
Glimmer Dazzle!
It's finished.
Let's do it. This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
I wonder if we can make new weapons with this.
What are those? They look like...
Not real ones, though. They're just...
We must be getting close to the Great Spirit.
Hey, Rinwell, what was that thing you said about how a little bit of Dana's great spirit is in...
Right. That's why Dana's great spirit is so much more dilute. Whether it was a choice so it didn't overpower others, or...
If that's true, then wouldn't it mean Dana's will could never form under natural conditions?
Sounds like that's probably...
So if Dana exists within all of us, then what if something occurred that unity could potentially act as Dana's will?
You mean if everybody was, like, thinking the
I know it's a long shot.
Let's assume that's even possible for a second. Would it even be enough to...
If nothing else,
Things are different here.
So here's a question.
It's no ordinary enemy I see over there.
I've got a really bad feeling about this.
Can't get out of this!
Healing circle!
I really owe you one.
Why'd you kill me?
To stop you dying?
Right.
It's over. Radiant light!
Incineration line!
Free! No one can play nice!
Still!
Sia, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done!
Blow away! Turbo Demon Fang! Come on, roll now! This one's all mine! Incineration Wave! Dragon Swarm!
Sweeping them up is a one-man job. By all means.
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
See that?
I can handle it! First aid!
Rising Trident!
Nice solid blast.
That's freaking done! Ignite! Dragon Swarm!
Now!
Remote!
Astral energy!
Say no more.
Here's a healing
Monster coming! Double Demon Fang!
This one's mine!
We are
Do it,
freaking
Ian.
invincible!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
More Sukos?
Keep calm and take them down!
Ignite! Take this!
Dragon
Eat this! I'll finish you here and now! Sword Ring Alpha! The enemy feels ours too.
We'll soon see about that! All
Armor won't
disasters
save
take
you.
one! Come forth!
Sword Ring Alpha!
Purity! Annihilation! Now do
Dragon
it!
Flash!
Too much to handle? I will heal you all!
No escape! It's on!
Healing circle!
Burn in hell!
Take that! Here's an lightning condemned!
Blow away! Incineration Wave!
Now! Done! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
There you go, Athens!
It's time to end this battle.
I'm right beside you!
I'm just getting started.
Eat this! Take this! Double Demon Fang!
That's enough. Whirlwind snap.
Now!
Kisara, Commander of Heaven.
Phoenix Cyclone.
Reinforcements!
Soaring Leopard!
Dragon down.
This world!
Rising Phoenix! Dragon Swarm!
What's this?
Sword Rain Alpha!
Talon Storm.
Light astral energy!
Blending
To the
Flash!
wind! Steel!
Be still! Rising Phoenix!
I'll heal you all!
Dragon Swarm!
More with that kick!
There you are!
Thanks for the healing. Watch yourself, okay? Yeah, you too.
I'll smash you.
Lightning
I'm
orb!
ready. Talon Hurricane.
I never miss!
Rivet Tear.
Burn in hell!
I'm just getting started.
Sword Rain Alpha!
Bronze and red!
Blending
These
Flash!
fists have got your name on them.
I can't heal you forever!
In a bind.
Into a soul! We far enough! There! Into the shadow! This one!
Rain Flash!
Rain down!
Dragon Swarm!
I don't feel like my usual self.
Do it! Let me handle this one.
Sorry! In an instant! Impact Block!
I'll heal you all!
Soaring Light Spear!
Healing circle!
Rising Phoenix! Take this!
I'll tear you apart! I never miss!
More?
Sleep now!
Wave inside!
Do it!
Don't leave! In an instant! Impact Block! Ignite! Now I can let
Now you see what I can do.
Dragon Swarm! Try this! Explosive Blast! Too much!
This one's mine!
Dragon Swarm! Sword Rain Alpha!
Now or never. I owe you one.
Do it! Remote!
Astral energy!
Say no more.
Got
Well done! Piercing!
Soaring Light Spear! Rising
Freeze
focus!
Lancer! I can handle it!
Swallow dance! Take
Whoa!
arrow!
Take it! It's over!
Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
I think I'm getting stronger.
Whoa, this is amazing.
You always get excited when you find something good.
We should hurry and get this stuff processed. The Zoogles here are putting up a real fight.
That just goes to show how important this place is.
Or perhaps they simply thrived freely here under such harsh conditions.
I don't give a...
The astral energy here is so dense. It's like trying to walk through water.
I know the Great Spirit's will is in the center of Rena, but with the world in this state, the entire planet has become its body, right? So doesn't that mean we're already inside it?
I would say that is horrifyingly correct. After all, the further we climb...
No, it's nothing like that.
You mean Rena's energy?
Yeah. It's like when I made contact with Dan, it's almost...
But Rena's will is supposed to be a lot stronger.
I don't think we have to worry about that. Rena's will, if we can discern what the Great Spirit is thinking too, we...
Are you insane? We're gonna...
Rinwell!
There was only meant to be one world. And your goal is to make them one. Is this fear? What just happened?
Are you all right? Rinwell? Rinwell, are you okay?
No, I'm fine. I think.
What were you thinking? You could have gotten yourself killed!
He's right. You had us all terrified, Rinwell.
I'm sorry. I really, really am. But I know now. I know how the Great Spirit thinks. I know what it wants. How it feels. Rena's Great Spirit wants to complete the world.
What's that supposed to mean? Are you saying it's trying to make something?
Yes, exactly. Originally, Dana and Rena were meant to be one world. But that never happened. They've stayed separated, and the Great Spirit wants to finish the process.
What do you mean, one world? How is that even possible?
I don't know, but its will is clear. That's what the Great Spirit is trying to accomplish. The only problem is that since Rena's energy isn't evenly spread like Dana's, it seems like it'll vanish before that happens naturally.
So it's trying to absorb Dana while it still can, so that it can force the two planets to unite. Is that what you're saying?
The Great Spirit is scared. But it's not scared the way a rational person would be. It's more raw and undiluted, like just pure fear.
Like an animal, acting out of instinct. Although admittedly, an animal would be easier to communicate with. At the very least, I have my doubts that it recognizes us as sentient beings with a reason for coming here. Earth, water, fire, and wind energy exist in both worlds, but only darkness and light can be found within Rena and Dana, respectively. The Renis Alma, as far as we know, the only host capable of harvesting the astral energy, is composed of all six. Knowing all that, Rinwell's findings do sound plausible.
That sounds a lot like Shion's thorns, doesn't it? The whole reason the Great Spirit is trying to unite Dana and Rena into one world is in order to save itself. And if her thorns are part of the Great Spirit, then they must also be trying to save themselves?
Alphen, what is it?
We thought the only way to free your thorns was for you to die. Yet despite that, they seem to be doing everything in their power to stop that from happening to you. Something wasn't adding up. But then I just realized something. If the Great Spirit doesn't want to die, then neither would your thorns. Those same emotions, that fear, that determination, and its energy must have been the same thing that was keeping you alive. You were its vessel.
In that case, is that why her thorns caused so much pain to anyone who touched her? Because they were trying to protect themselves?
If that's all true, then... well, it's more than a little ironic.
The Great Spirit merely expresses its desires. I imagine it was the Helganquil who were likely tasked with putting together and implementing an actual plan.
Shion.
I'm okay. We need to hurry and clean this mess up before it gets out of hand.
Still, even if the current state of the world is wrong like you said, does that really make everything okay?
If the world had been whole from the start, as it should have been, there'd be no Dana and no Rena, no masters or slaves, no lords, no crown contest, maybe just peace.
To think. I live long enough to regret this. Take this!
Freeze Lancer! Lightning! Flying
Not
fingers
today.
are a real pain in the butt!
I'm on it!
Healing circle!
Aim for the weak spot!
What a relief!
There! And a
Ready and ready! I owe you one! Talon Storm! You're mine! No escape!
Now you see what I can all finish you here and now!
Dragon Swarm!
That'll bring you down!
First strike!
More where that came from!
Raining! It's too much!
Mega Ray! By the power of water!
This should do it!
Come forth!
Here, let me help.
First blood in your dream!
Need to pull myself together.
Double Demon Fang! All Dragon Swarm! Try harder! Not a chance!
It's weakened!
The flame inside me! This ends now! Incineration Wave! You picked the wrong fight!
Talon Hurricane!
In a bind?
Leave it to me!
Dragon
You see what happened there is you crossed me. Shouldn't have done that.
Dragon
Magic is in!
Blow away! Incineration Wave! Blow away! Incineration Wave!
Searing Flame! Reload!
Rain Blast!
Dance in the wind! I'm going to need you to
Blow away! Incineration Wave!
I'll smash you!
Air! Rush! I can't hold on much longer!
I'm on it!
You're mine!
I'm on it! I'm on it!
It's
The
over!
flame inside me yearns to be let free!
Sparkling stars of
Break it down,
rain
keep
down and purify all!
Not today!
It's time.
Lunar corruption! Seven
Run!
Let's tear him up!
Dragon Swarm!
Searing coming through! Reload!
Here it now! Dragon Swarm!
Watch and
Leave the charges to me!
Hurricane!
Searing flame!
Swirling Alpha! Glimmer Dragon!
Oh, now
Lightning Orb!
Blow
Dance
away!
into my awkward!
Incineration!
in a bind?
Now, while it's reeling!
Take it down!
Still!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
That's some power you wield.
You're the one who did the heavy lifting.
Wherever we go on this planet, there are machines littered everywhere.
It's impressive to look at as a bystander, but I sure wouldn't want to live here with all of this around.
I know what you mean. There are no fish here. I couldn't cook any of my delicious dinners for you all if we lived here.
Clearly the worst point against it.
I've got a really bad feeling about this.
Frickin' does it!
Here,
Burning slap! And more than enough for now.
save you! Lightning orb! Here I go! In the wind! Here I go! In here! It's over! I'll be saving this one!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Radiant pierce!
Radiant
Lightning
slap!
again! Reload!
You picked the wrong fight!
Ideal.
Will this help?
I'll tear you apart! Slap!
Healing in the wind! In here!
Blow away!
Launch the stockpile! Where are you going? Alright, it's showtime! I'm going to need to use all the power of my healing arts to accomplish this. Supernova! Light astral energy! Let me show you what my art can do! Rise and
Prepare to be
shine!
sealed! Dragon War! Can't get out of this!
In here!
Raining
Saving this one!
Incineration wave!
By the power of God!
Raining slap!
Annihilation! Up and out! Let's go!
Sword Rain Alpha!
By the power of water!
The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
Chinese supernova!
Ready and rare!
By the power of water!
Burn!
Thunder field! Mega wave!
Try harder! My turn!
In here!
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Got it! I'll leave it to you!
Lightning
Blow away!
Gemini
Incineration wave!
So weak.
Quit pushing yourself and get behind us!
I'll be right as rain in no time.
Smash you!
I
won't
No further!
Light accident in the
Blow
wind!
away!
Sleep now!
Raining slap!
I'll be saving this
Okay,
one!
here I go!
I can do it all day!
Incineration wave!
Here, let me help!
Dragon
Do
War!
it!
Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclops!
Remember to tell me if you need healing.
I expect you'll be in high demand if that's the case.
A really bad feeling about this. This one's mine. Light astral dance in the wind.
Blow away!
Will this help? It'll buy time until next week. I'll heal you all.
Double Demon Fang!
Healing
This
circle.
one's all mine!
Sleep now. Mega ray. More for the stockpile. What a relief. All right. It's showtime.
Talon Hurricane!
Air thrust. Lightning is down.
Blow away! Shattering slap!
Pieces. Just wait.
Incineration cap!
Thanks for
No
the
more
healing.
playing.
Watch yourself, okay?
Yeah. You too.
Save you!
Here's
First strike! Stay away from my friend!
Watch
Blow away!
in the wind.
Incineration
In here.
You're
More
mine!
for the stockpile. Magic
You're
is
mine!
Sleep
Dragon
now.
Form!
Talon Sword.
Raining slap!
Talon Hurricane.
This one keeps charging us!
Now I'm real what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Got it! I'll leave it to you! Double Demon Fang!
Lightning condensed.
Here I come! The flame inside me yearns to be let free! owe you one.
I owe you, Sion. Healing is what my arts do best.
All mine can do is cause havoc and destruction.
Raging storm!
Incineration wave!
You
require a hand.
Here, let me help.
Raining slash!
Here's a healing art.
Anything in armor is all mine!
First aid!
Okay, here I go. Blow away! Incineration
Fire
wave!
won't save you. Dance in the wind!
Raining slash!
Photon blast! That'll bring you down. Dance in the wind! Air thrust! Photon... I'll heal you all. Healing hand!
Hold nothing back! You'll pay for that! Okay.
Here! I'll be saving you! Denied!
You picked the wrong fight!
Gale Force! More with us!
Raining
They're not
blast!
playing around!
Incineration wave!
Thunder Blade!
Blow away!
This medicine works as promised.
Blow away!
Light that dance in the wind! Art expert coming through! Don't mind if I do! Will this help?
Double demon! No! Can't end here!
All disasters made one! Come forth!
Now or never.
Of purity!
In a bind?
Nail strike!
I owe you one. Blow away! I owe you one.
Carve now through all!
Incineration wave!
I
feel like me again. Dragon Swarm! I'm on a roll now! Raining Slash!
Sorry.
Incineration wave!
I can handle it.
I can't move!
Don't leave me! I'll bring you back from death's abyss! Resuscitation!
Not done yet!
I'm ready!
Raining Slash! Totally! In an instant! Impact Frost! My turn! Dragon Swarm! Prepare to be sealed!
Here, let me help.
Can't get out of this!
First aid!
There you go!
This one's mine!
me again!
Thunderblade! I'm Radiant Fury!
Oh, you are gonna pay for that! Raining Slash!
Resuscitation! Here, let me help. I've still got some fight left in me.
Take this!
Back into the big
Blow away! Instead of I can carve through yours to be let free!
Annihilation! Celestial Fire! Burning Strike!
Raining Slash!
Spread!
Blow away!
I can handle it! Photon
Here's
Blade!
the healing art. Raining
Thunderblade!
Blow away!
Searing Flame! Hear me! Flame of Fury! Gale
Raining
Force!
Slash!
Dance in the wind! Air
Can't
thrust!
get out of this!
Spread! Photon Lightning! Art expert coming through!
Blow away! Incineration wave!
Gale
This
Force!
should do it!
Lightning is not on my watch! Thunder Field!
Dragon Catapult!
Light Astral Energy!
Blow away!
Benediction light.
Incineration wave!
Lightning Orb!
Eat dirt!
Dance in the wind!
Eat this!
Sleep now!
Raining
This will
Slash!
come in handy.
Dragon shattering
Light Astral Energy!
Blow away!
Bananas, let's go!
Incineration wave! Carve through armor!
Shine! Radiant light!
Denied!
Force of regeneration!
Lightning condemned!
Regenerate!
Incineration wave!
Beckons into
Raining
everlasting
Slash!
Don't get in my way!
Incineration wave!
Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade!
This should come in handy when crafting weapons.
Oh man, I hope I live long enough to regret this. You require a hand. Thanks, Sion.
Be careful not to overdo it.
I'm sorry. I'll do better.
Concentration!
Rising Phoenix! Dragon Swarm!
All disasters made one! Come forth with healing from fury!
Confused can't get out of this! Piston!
Maelstrom!
Double
Now!
Remember!
Astral Energy!
Say no more.
Well done.
Blow away!
Lightning condemn. Let the marksman handle
Incineration
this.
wave!
Thunder
Dragon
blade.
form!
Here's
Infernal
the
demon
healing
fang! Now! Dragon form! Eat this!
I'm on a roll now. I never miss. Dance now.
Blow away!
Air thrust.
Check out these biceps. Pretty glorious, right?
Why are guys so obsessed with their muscles?
This will be a delicious piece of cake.
I can carve through armor.
Confiscated.
First strike! Blow away! Incineration wave!
Hear my call. Spread. Lightning orb. Dance to the wind. Glacial field.
Double demon fang!
More for the top. Here's a lightning orb.
Try harder.
It's
My turn.
showtime. Lightning condemned. Thunder blade.
Prepare to be
I'm
sealed!
going to need to use all the power of my healing arts to accomplish it. Oh, sparkling stars of light! Rain down and purify! I can't feel you forever!
Here I go!
Swallow dance!
Blow away!
Talon hurricane! Hear my call!
Incineration wave!
Radiant blast! It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire! Oh, violent darting wind! Carve now through all!
Blow away!
Healing circle!
Incineration wave! Try harder! My turn!
Air thrust!
I owe you one.
Here! Eat this! Hear me! All disasters made one! Come forth and thrust and ready!
Double demon
I
fang!
never miss!
Shattering of pieces!
Radiant blast!
Glacial spear! Pierce evil!
Double
Hold
demon
on to
fang!
your arts! Here I
Sword
come!
Rain Alpha!
Raging storm!
Brendan,
These
blast!
enemies' arts to me!
Sword Rain Alpha! Try this!
No place here!
You require a hand.
Leave the torture to me!
In a vine?
First aid!
No.
We won't lose!
Raining slap!
Flat, flat!
Incineration wave! Eat this!
Eat this!
Raining slap!
Magic is there!
Incineration wave!
Now,
Carve through armor!
annihilation! It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire! Into the
I'm
shadows!
gonna need more of that medicine.
Blow
away!
I'm here! I'll be
Try harder! My turn!
Here goes! Confiscated!
A charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop.
Now!
Go me! In an instant! Impact block!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
So those thorns of Shion's, they're really a part of Rena's great spirit?
Most likely. But only a small fragment of it in the big picture. I don't sense a will of its own. Emanating from them.
If it's that insignificant, is there that much point getting rid of it?